Hey guys, what's up? Author Michaela Jade here with another episode of TidBits and Scribbles, sponsored by Chrissy's Cupboard. If you saw last week's edition of TidBits and Scribbles, you saw all the goodies that Chrissy sent me, and oh my god, are they so good? They are so good. As you saw, I didn't get to keep them right away. I had to go get them back because they were so good. They were being taken under my very nose. Anyway, Chrissy's is awesome. Stop by Lakin and see her anytime you're in the north central Illinois area. Um, it's a really awesome little place to stop. So let's get on with Tidbits and Scribbles for tonight. I'm proud to say I'm a member of the Rising Tide Broadcast Network, which is a network of creatives helping creatives. That's our whole reason we started it. The whole reason behind it is creatives helping creatives, because we know that we're not in this alone. We can't do this alone. There's no way. And I don't care who you are or what they say, they're not doing it alone. They have a tribe of people helping them. There's no way to get all this work done by yourself. So, that being said, one of my tribe members suggested a topic for tonight's Tidbits and Scribbles. And she suggested, or asked, what's the difference between a writer and a great writer? Which is, I think, a great idea, because depending on who you talk to, depends on the answers that you'll get. Now, it's Monday night. I'm a little, wired, because it's Monday. It's the first day of the week. Woo! But guys, for me, and this is my opinion only, your opinion may vary. And that's fine. That's part of what makes being a creative awesome. We all have different ideas, we all have different opinions, and it's awesome. We can all agree to disagree, we can all agree sometimes. Sometimes it happens. So, what I think is the difference between a great writer and maybe just a writer or just a good writer, I've written down some things. So here we go, in no particular order. This isn't like, this one's the most important, this one's the last important. No particular order. Here we go. Number one, their attention to detail. In my opinion, a great writer is somebody who, you don't have to be a wordsmith. Like, you don't have to be great with an obscure word that no one uses for that thing. You notice the details of life. Like, did you notice how excited that little boy was over that butterfly? Or did you get excited over something small? Like someone sent you a get well soon card in the mail, and that brightened your day. But you noticed it enough to take note of it. To me, that makes a good writer. That means that person, their creative wheels are turning. They're thinking about how can I spin this? How can I use this in a story? Or how can this inspire me to, paint the next greatest painting? How can this inspire me in my own life to help someone else? Number two, you're disciplined. It doesn't matter what's going on in your life. You make your writing or your creative endeavor important. Your family knows it. Your friends know it. You act like it. When there's something that you really want to go do, but you've got that looming deadline, you forego that thing that you really wanted to do and you work on your project, because that's what a professional does. That's what a great writer does, or a great artist does. Number three, clarity. A great writer is able to distill their thoughts and words into short, concise sentences, and yet get their point across, make their point to the reader, so the reader isn't left wanting. They can take a paragraph worth of words and condense it down into one sentence. And the reader isn't left thinking, well, what else happened? Well, that didn't explain it. A great writer can do that. A great writer can give you one sentence and has told you the entire story. Number four, strong vocab, but not overdone. Meaning, in our book back there, I always get that wrong. It's back there. Obsidian Hearts. There's a couple sentences where I had to talk to my co-writer about, I think we need to reword this because to understand it, you have to be on another level. And not that you're not smart, just a different level than where most readers are. Most readers want to read the story, enjoy it, and move on. They don't want to learn things. Some do, which is great. Some do not. So, you can throw a word in here or there that isn't in the mainstream, but then you're going to leave your reader thinking, well, hang on a second, I got to go check this out so that I can figure out what it means. So if you're going to sneak those words in, sneak them in where in context you can figure out what it means. In Obsidian Hearts, there's a word tor, T-O-R. It means a hill. In the context of the sentence, you can figure out what it means. Now, had I just used that, 90% of people would have had to look that up. Because I did for the first time. I didn't know what it meant. Come to find out, it means a hill. Literally, that's what it means. But when you use it in the right context, your reader doesn't have to look it up. It's right there. So number 5, be open to change. So when something is suggested to you, like, hey, I'm not saying we got to dumb this down, but we need to use a different word or a different context to explain this word. Some writers will come back with, no, I'm smart, I'm going to use the word, I'm going to assume that my readers have read that word or know what that word is, or can look it up. Yes, they can, and yes, they're smart. However, when most readers want to read a book, they want to escape reality. They don't want to stop what they're doing, look up what that word means, so that they can move on with the story. Chances are they're going to set your book down and walk away. Doesn't mean they're stupid, doesn't mean they're ignorant, just means they don't want to take the extra time to figure out how to make the story work in their mind. That's all it is. Number 6, have a passion for your stories. If you don't have the passion to tell somebody, I wrote this great story and it's amazing and you should read it and it's awesome and here's why. In under 60 seconds, no one else is going to read it. No one else is going to be as passionate as you are. I don't know how many times I've flubbed and said, well, I'm kind of a writer. I'm kind of, you know, I kind of have some books out. And I didn't make a sale. Every time I've been excited, every time I've been like, yeah, I write books and I've got 4 of them out right now. One of them is a co-written project and they're so much fun and I've had so much fun writing them and I love the world that I've written. Every time I sell a book. It's not necessarily the genre that they read even, but because I was so excited and so passionate about telling them the story, they wanted my book. And I had to look at the person because I had judged the person. I had to look at them and say, you want my book? And they're like, well, yeah, if you're that excited about it, it must be a good book. Oh. But I didn't tell you a thing about it. And they said, but you're excited. And so it must be a good book. So don't lose your passion. Don't lose your passion for your stories. Because 9 times out of 10, it's how you sell your story, how you sell yourself that will get it into the hands of someone that you want it, that you're trying to sell it to. Let's be honest. You're trying to sell your story. So number 7 kind of goes along with that. Keep the passion going by reading other works, reading what your fellow authors are doing. What's selling mainstream? Pick up that book at your local convenient, you know, your supermarket, superstores, you know, your Walmarts, your Targets, your Barnes & Noble. Pick up the bestsellers. See what's selling. Look at the language of those books. Does that appeal to you? Is it easy to read? Chances are those answers are yes. So number 8, you research about, study, and strengthen your craft. Now, for everybody that's different. So I'm just going to tell you what I've done and what works for me. I'm a writer, so I research things like writing, but I don't just stick with how to write better, how to use strong verbs and adverbs and what the difference is and why. And I research things like how to be a better business person, how to market better, Whether that marketing is directed toward books or not, it's still marketing. Whether that business video that I watched or business article that I read was geared toward an author and books, doesn't matter. It's still a business. And I run this as a business. And businesses make money. They have cash flow. You are running it as a business. It's your thing. So research it, study it, strengthen that part of your craft. Because that will help you when you sit down to do your writing, to do your art, you've got all your marketing and all your business stuff over there, right? It's done. You don't have to worry about it. You don't have to be sitting here writing a story and thinking, did I market that other story that I have out? Man, I could really use a marketing class. Or do I have the money to pay for somebody to market my stuff for me? No. Research it, study it, market it, all that over there. Then sit down and do your creative endeavors. When the two mix, then you're getting too much into business. Don't write your stories for the market. Don't write them for, well, vampire romance is selling right now, so I'll write a vampire romance. No, chica, no. Write what you want to write. Write what you're passionate about. Remember that passion? Do that. So the research, the studying, the strengthening of your craft is just that. Strengthen you. Strengthen what it is that you do and be genuine to yourself. Number 9, write all the time. I don't care if it's on a Post-it note. I don't care if it's in the notebook thing on your phone. Write all the time. Now, that doesn't mean write a novel all the time. It means write. If you are at the park with your kids and an idea strikes, pick up your phone, pull out that notebook feature, write it down in the notebook, put it away. So now you can be fully engaged with your kids, but you didn't lose that idea, okay? I've done it hundreds of thousands of times when people don't even know. They think I'm texting. Number 10, and my final one, is act like a kid with no screen time. I had to add that caveat for the new world that we live in. But act like a kid with no screen time, meaning go outside and just sit. Or go jump rope with your kids. Go blow bubbles with the kids. Do something that is out of the norm for you. If it's take a walk without your phone, without your music player, whatever it is that you use, get out there with no distractions other than the world around you. And I promise you, ideas will come to you. That's why a lot of writers will say, I get my best ideas in the shower. There's no phone. There's no radio. There's no kids coming at you, hopefully. There's no distractions there. So if you need to, take a walk. Take a jog. You could get away with driving your car. But the idea is to get distracted. The idea is to distract yourself with nothingness. Let your mind wander. Because even the greats like Stephen King will tell you, ideas come from over there and over there. And what if a zebra chased a lion? Literally, that's where they come from. Or you see someone eating a peanut butter sandwich on a park bench and you say, what if that sandwich? And then you just, it's what if, guys. It's if you don't let your brain wander, if you don't let your mind wander, the ideas aren't going to come. Ideas don't come from a little box that you get in the mail every month that says, this is the ideas. Your own creative processes have to happen. That's why there are people who are quote-unquote creative and people that are not. Creatives tend to spend a lot more time daydreaming, for lack of a better term, daydreaming, because that's where your ideas come from. So I guess my number 10 is be bored. Act like a kid and be bored. Twiddle your thumbs, sit on a porch swing, go to your local park and sit on a bench, take a walk through your neighborhood. Whatever it is that you can do that is just nothingness. Like if you can find, my favorite place is the lake. Go to the lake, sit by the lake. I don't even have to be fishing. Just sitting there, just watching the water, watching what happens around the water. It's just that time where your brain gets to kind of detox from all the stuff that we have to go through, say Monday through Saturday. Say take Sunday and just zone out, just whatever. recharge your batteries, as they call it. But that's to me what makes the difference between a great writer or just a kind of good writer. A great writer is honing their craft. A great writer is paying attention to all the little details around them. A great writer takes time for themselves to just zone out, just take a moment, and recharge the batteries. A great writer will know when to use really strong vocab. A great writer will be open to change and new ideas and suggestions from editors, suggestions from a critique review. There's no excuse for horrible reviews that are nasty, but a bad review that points out some flaws within your writing could be a really helpful review. But some are not open to read those. Some are not open to take any lessons from those. And honestly, that's one of my biggest hurdles, is I had to learn to be critiqued. I had to learn to take a step back and realize the reason these people are critiquing me is that they want to help me get better. The reason that they might say something bad about what I've written is that they know a different way to make it better. It's not that they're out to get you or to sabotage you in any way. It's all in the name of improving your craft. So those are my tips for you guys. I hope that helps. Don't forget to catch all the other Rising Tide Broadcast Network people. We have a huge list of shows. It gets bigger every day, I swear. And don't forget, if you like this video, you like any of my videos, click subscribe and help me grow my channel.